Greetings, folks. Not Diamond Woods 12 back again. Another video. I said my full. I said my name that time because I got a new channel going on now, and that I just talk about other stuff. This channel is really dedicated to my Power Rangers slash entertainment stuff. But I have a new channel that actually is called Dominique Says. So go over and subscribe to that channel. Check out some of my videos. I talk about certain topics like some entertainment stuff too, like certain movies and some TV show reviews and but yeah, I talk about stuff like that on that channel. So go over and subscribe to that channel. Subscribe to my channel, this channel, the main channel. But go subscribe to my second channel. But anyway, I'm back to do this video. This video is gonna be my full-on season review. I'm doing my back to my Power Ranger season reviews. I'm gonna start with doing SPD. I'm gonna go back, and I am gonna get Wild Force and Time Force, but I'm currently watching those seasons on Netflix, and I've actually seen all SPD, so I'm gonna go ahead and review it. So I'm getting a little bit out of order. So I'm gonna go back and do Lost Galaxy, and I'm gonna go back and do Time Force and Wild Force and Ninja Storm, Dino Thunder. I'm gonna go back and do those. I'm currently watching, like I said, I'm currently watching Wild Force on Netflix. I have Time Force, the notes for Time Force. So I probably might try to get that video made soon. I'm gonna try to get that video made. So I'm sorry for going out of order, but hey, I'm sorry. I'm just gonna go get the SPD because I really want to review SPD because a lot I have to say about SPD. Anyway, I'm getting to the review. SPD, the story is actually kind of it's actually more. It's a kind. It really has not. It has because it comes from a Sentai season called Deca Ranger, and Deca Ranger, they're a police force. SPD is a police force, a space police force. It's in the distant future. I think it's like 2020 or 2025 or something like that. That's the date for SPD. It's in the it's in the future, and it's like there's a space police force led by a dog named Anubis Cougar, who's actually a dog, but they call him Doggy Cougar. He's the commander. He's over SPD. And the season starts, we see him training these three people. He's giving these three people a speech, and these three characters are Sky Tate, um, Sky, Sid, and Bridge. And we see these three characters. They're training, and they know they're about to be promoted to B Squad Power Rangers. So they set out on a journey, and Sky, apparently we see that he's the lead. He's come more of the leader of those three. Out of those, so he's their leader. And so yeah, Doggy Cougar says he has to get the team together, and he has an A Squad Power Ranger team, who we really don't see at all. But I'll talk about them later on. But yeah, these three characters are on the B Squad Power Rangers team. Um, and with Sky's the leader at this time. Sky's the leader of those three, well, of those two. We see, like I said, we see them and they're going around and trying to become Power Rangers. They finally do become Power Rangers. They get their morphers, and we learned that Sky wants to be the Red Ranger. Always dreamed of being the Red Ranger. He the guy never shuts up about it. He always dreams of being the Red Ranger. And when he gets his morpher, he doesn't know what color at the time doesn't know what color he is, so he's thinking he's the Red Ranger, think he's gonna be the leader. So the Commander Cougar gives with his assistant Cat, who is actually half human, half cat. She's designed these morphers and gives the Rangers these morphers, and therefore they're Power Rangers. But they haven't morphed yet, so we don't know what color they are. Then we cut to these two people who are actually loading something on the back of a truck. Well, actually, not loading something on the back of a truck, more so giving out to needy aliens, because there's aliens around, alien space creatures around. Like I said, this is the future. I'm sorry for making my glasses crooked, but anyway, I had a scratch. But anyway, And we later find out that these people, these two, who we don't know their names at the time, these two are thieves. They stole all the stuff. They were just basically giving to the needy, basically like a Robin Hood thing, taking, stealing from the rich, giving it to the poor. And they were giving it to people that don't have it, and that was basically the people that were needy that didn't have it, have clothes and whatnot. They steal it and give it to them. But yeah, we later find out they run into the SPD ring, run into Sky, Bridge and Z, Sky Bridge and Sid. He they run into them, and I'm going to talk about these characters more during my character breakdown. Um, they talk to those. They meet up with those characters. They're about to get arrested, but they run, and they're chasing them, and they get to fighting, and we see that the two characters who are named Jack and Z. I went ahead and said their name Jack and Z. Um, they wind up fighting, and we see that Jack and Z are pretty competent martial artists, and we also see that they have powers. Now, the whole civilian power thing kind of started off with Ninja Storm. The Power Ranger Ninja Storm, the Rangers had special powers, and that kind of started it off. So the Rangers have they have special powers, and we see that Z can basically multiply and duplicate. She can duplicate to up to 4 or 5 different Z's. So, and she's fighting Sid, and she's fighting Sid and Bridge, I think, and Jack is fighting Sky. And we see that Jack can go through walls. Basically, he can teleport and go through walls. And Sky can make his powers, like he can make a force field through by making his little circle, doing this little gesture, and make a blue force field. And Z, she can basically touch anything, touch like a stone, rock, and basically make her hand become that, which is kind of a cool power. And Bridge, he can basically see through stuff, basically. For my interpretation of his power, he's more technology. His power is more technology prone. He can like basically read anything and stand on his head, and he can tell you what you're thinking and whatnot. So he's more of a his power is more technology prone, more technology based. But anyway, so yeah, they made up with these characters and event yada yada yada, and then these alien creatures come called Crybots. They fight the Rangers off. The Rangers morph. The 3 Rangers morph, and the thieves Jack and Z get away. And when the Rangers morph, Sky's kind of pissed off. He's like, what? He first morphs. He morphs. He does the regular morphing routine, and they all say SPD, whatever color Ranger they is. And he says SPD Blue Ranger. And after he morphs, he's like, what? I'm the Blue Ranger? He's like, are you kidding me? He was like, are you kidding me? I'm the Blue Ranger? And then, so, yeah, they fight the Crybots. They fight them off, but Jack and Z get away. Well, they don't get away. They actually wind up getting caught. So they get arrested. They get arrested by SPD Rangers. And when they bring them in, he brings them in. The Rangers bring him into Commander Cougar. Sky pulls Commander Cougar to the side and says, "Sir, you accidentally gave me Red Ranger." And he said, "No, son." He's like, "No, son, it's not an accident. Well, actually, it wasn't an accident. I gave you Blue Ranger for a reason." And he's pissed off. Sky's pissed about not being Red Ranger. But then we later find out that Jack and Z are in jail, and Commander Cougar finds out that they have special powers, and basically they're SPD material. So 2 thieves from off the street become Power Rangers. Will get offered to become Power Rangers. At first, Z accepts the challenge, and she goes out and joins the team. And we come to find out that she's the Yellow Ranger, because she had her SPD jacket is yellow. She's the Yellow Ranger. And we later find out that Jack turned his position down, and that's when we get introduced to Boom. Well, we get introduced to Boom before that, but Boom's more of a comic relief character too. He's more like, well, I'll talk about him more when I get to the character development. But Boom tells Jack, he's like, you turn the position down, and they ask you to be a Power Ranger, the red one at that. Meaning he's that red's the coolest. You gotta ask to be the Red Ranger. And then Jack thinks about. He sits in the cell, thinks about it. The Rangers are they morph until a monster comes. They morph, they're getting the butts kicked. And then all of a sudden we see like some smoke. Well, we see a shadow coming, running. We basically know it's Jack. He decides he's gonna step up and be the Red Ranger, be a Power Ranger, and he morphs and he's the Red Ranger. As soon as he morphs, he morphs into the Red Ranger, Sky says, "What? He's the Red Ranger? Him? He's the Red Ranger?" And I was like, and that kind of made me mad in a way, cause I don't know why Sky was bitching about being. He was basically bitching the whole time about not being the Red Ranger. And I was like, you should be honored even to be a Power Ranger. Hell, he picked you to be a Power Ranger, regardless of what color you are. Sky later learns that throughout the season, but anyway. So that's kind of the origin the whole purpose of them being Rangers is because this new space emperor named Grum, who's Doggy Cougar's worst enemy, is coming to town. Is coming to take over the world, and that's why the Rangers of the Power Rangers SPD are who they are. That's more of a kind of a brief synopsis of